whatever, you're allowed to be a bitch, right? You're allowed to be a bitch. You're allowed to be nasty to people. You're accomplished. You're a comedian. You did the whole thing. What you're not.
Right. Not too late, though.
Not too late?
Not too late, please.
What time would you like me there?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But not too late. Because, you know, once you get there, the party really starts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But, you know, she was quite friendly with that P. Diddy bloke, wasn't she?
Well, this is why I say release the Diddy files.
Yeah, so, you know.
Joe Rogan has been warning us about Ellen DeGeneres and the Hollywood elite for years, but no one realized how deep the rabbit hole went until Diddy got locked up. Now, her sudden escape to the UK is raising massive red flags across the industry. As long-hidden clips resurface, the pieces are finally snapping together. Here is exactly what Joe Rogan knew about Ellen and the chilling industry secrets she tried to leave behind.
It's so weird when you see, like, a lot of people saying that someone who seems so nice is not nice at all.
She doesn't seem nice, but that people have a very poor judge of character. She doesn't seem nice. It seems forced. People that are like that all the time, she doesn't seem nice. It's very forced. And whatever, you're allowed to be a bitch, right? You're allowed to be a bitch. You're allowed to be nasty to people. You're accomplished. You're a comedian. You did the whole thing. What you're not allowed to do is have a Guantanamo Bay situation in the backstage.
And that's where this ties back to the carefully built illusion Ellen sold the world for 2 decades. Joe Rogan saw right through the friendly dancing and the big smiles long before anyone else dared to speak up. He knew that the people who try the hardest to look pure on camera are usually hiding the most toxic environments behind closed doors. Once the stories broke about her staff walking on eggshells, the mask totally slipped. What makes this theory interesting is how fast her entire empire collapsed once people started asking real questions. Her oldest friends in the business completely stepped away when they saw her true colors. Even people who stood by her during the early days were suddenly cut off, left wondering who they were actually dealing with all those years.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I thought of you when Ellen DeGeneres went through her thing, and she goes, my advice to everybody is, you know, if you're going to be known as something, being known as the be kind lady is probably going to bite you in the ass. And I wondered what that whole queen of nice.
Yeah,
I
that
remember
did bite me
thinking,
in the ass. Yeah.
Did you think it bit you in the ass? I wasn't aware of that. But
not in the way that Ellen's talking about, I think. But, you know, I said the day it came out, look at this, the queen of nice. In a couple of years, it's going to be the queen of lice, the queen of fried rice, you know, the queen of we don't like her anymore.
That's where things start to connect. Because Rosie watched her oldest friend transform into a completely different person. The money and the fame didn't just change Ellen. It made her a central player in a very strange Hollywood club. As her power grew, her circles shifted from regular comedians to high-level industry titans who operated under totally different rules. Joe Rogan has talked openly about this exact shift, how a taste of supreme power turns these celebrities into people who look down on everyone else. They build physical and mental walls, treating everyday workers like they are completely invisible. Rogan experienced this bizarre shift firsthand back in the 90s, and it perfectly explains why Ellen thought she could act however she wanted without ever facing the consequences.
Beneath them.
There's an arrogance that some stars had, like particularly in the 90s. When I first came to Hollywood, and this was like really evident for me because I was not a star, but I was on a television show. So I got to be around a lot of stars. And there was a way that some of them would treat you. They would let you know that you are subhuman. You are below them. They would communicate with you in the most disrespectful and dismissive ways, like weird, like mousy guys that I could kill, like instantly, and they would just be rude to you in a really weird way because they had power. And then when an executive would come over, they would turn on the charm. They'd be smiling and laughing, and then you would talk to them at the craft service, and they would dismiss you in the shittiest ways. I encountered a bunch of that.
Yeah.
It was commonplace. And it was, I think, a thing that they...
This deeply rooted arrogance is exactly what shielded Ellen for so long. She became untouchable, and when you're untouchable in Hollywood, you get invited into rooms where the public is never allowed. That brings us to her very public friendship with Diddy. For years, people just thought it was 2 massive stars hanging out. But when Diddy's empire started crumbling and the feds moved in, people rushed to dig up the old tapes. The timing of Ellen suddenly packing her bags and leaving the country permanently is what really got the internet talking. She didn't just retire, she practically vanished. And when you go back and watch how she talked to Diddy on her own stage, It takes on a very dark tone.
Is that going to be a new thing? Are you going to try to be early?
Yes, I'm trying to be early.
Are you going to be early for my party?
Yes, I am. No.
No.
You know I have to arrive fashionably late.
All right. Not too late, though.
Not too late?
Not too late, please.
What time would you like me there?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But not
okay.
too late. Because, you know, once you get there, the party really starts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I promise you I'm not gonna let you down on this big one.
All right,
For
good.
real.
Good.
Your shoes, your feet are gonna have blisters. You're gonna be dancing so hard.
I can't wait.
Simply moving the She wasn't just casually attending, she knew exactly what went down at those after parties. The fact that she joked about it on daytime TV shows how normalized this behavior was among the elite. And it's not just Diddy. When you look at the bizarre things Ellen proudly talked about on her show, it gets even weirder, from promoting strange, unexplainable anti-aging treatments to hanging out with the most controversial figures in the business. It's like they were hiding everything right in plain sight, laughing while the audience clapped along. Rogan and his guests actually caught on to some of these deeply strange habits. Just listen to how casually Ellen and Sandra Bullock talk about what they are willing to do just to stay young in this industry.
How many, did you get the whole cast of Ocean's 8 to do
Not
this?
everybody.
Okay. Good. Smart ones.
Just those that I thought would appreciate it.
Okay. Explain what it is.
Well, it's this way in which one forces through microneedling. It's like a little roller with these, some of you, I think many of you know it, and it pushes through the skin and ruptures the collagen and then boosts it. You look like a burn victim for a day, but then it pushes the
What are you
serum
pushing into the skin, Sarah?
serum.
Sandra? Carrie? What are you pushing into the skin?
Well, you push in whatever the facialist would like to insert into your pores.
But what is it?
It is an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person far, far away, and they somehow figured out how to extract.
It's foreskin from a.
When they finally say the quiet part out loud, it makes your stomach drop. They casually throw around terms that sound completely insane to normal people. Yet they treat it like a totally normal Tuesday at the spa. And what makes it so disturbing is how openly they bragged about where this treatment actually comes from. This is the exact weirdness Rogan points out when he says the Hollywood machine is fundamentally broken. They lose complete touch with reality. To fully grasp how bizarre this bubble is, you have to hear the punchline they delivered right after. When you realize what they are actually pushing into their skin, it proves they operate on a completely different moral compass than the rest of us.
Picture of Ellen in her home. She's cutting her mother's hair, but what is that picture above her head?
Look at it.
Oh, well, you know where that is too, right? The similar image to that, right?
No.
I know Jamie does.
What is it?
It's on the set of a famous talk show that's now not on anymore.
Oh, Ellen? Was that Ellen?
Yeah.
Really?
Just look at the temple and then look at the...
Let me see Ellen's background.
And the bizarre connections do not stop at their beauty routines. Internet sleuths started pausing her home broadcasts during the 2020 lockdowns, and what they found hanging on her walls looked incredibly suspicious. Joe Rogan actually sat down and looked at these specific images. And the moment he saw her living room layout, he noticed a deeply unsettling resemblance to a very infamous island that belonged to a guy named Jeffrey. It's these tiny, strange details that make people wonder what really goes on when the cameras are turned off. Why would a daytime talk show host decorate her private space to match one of the darkest places on Earth? Listen to Rogan's raw reaction when someone finally showed him the photographic proof.
This is nuts.
Watch
man.
an open secret, and they go through. Dude, they pick. They're accusing people. It's for free. I think on Vimeo.
Yeah, you
can watch it for free. An open secret.
Just on YouTube or something?
On Vimeo.
You know what Sturgill Simpson told me? He said the same thing exists in music.
What?
He said in music there's a bunch of pedos and pederasts
For sure.
in music as well.
The entertainment business all the way through. Music. This was about. This is about music and movies and TV. It's about the whole entertainment business.
Women and kids.
Mostly
get abused.
kids.
And
Mostly
sometimes
kids.
dudes. You know, Terry Crews said that he was attacked. Well, not attacked. Some dude grabbed his dick
in front of his
some
wife.
Famous.
When you have guys like Joe Rogan putting these pieces together, the puzzle looks terrifying. This isn't just about bad bosses or mean celebrities anymore. It is about a massive, interconnected network where everyone covers for each other. Ellen ran the daytime shift, Diddy ran the music scene, and Weinstein ran the movies. But they all played by the exact same dark rulebook. Rogan has been extremely vocal about how these systems operate behind the scenes to protect the worst offenders. They trap vulnerable people, silence the whistleblowers, and keep the money flowing at all costs. And if you think the music industry is any safer than daytime TV or Hollywood movie sets, Rogan has a brutal reality check about how deep this rot actually goes.
Actress, and you worked with Harvey Weinstein. You never tried
never
to
hit
get
on you?
yourself. Like, what
You
is
ugly.
wrong with me?
Well,
Am I
you
fat?
ugly. Yeah, you ugly.
What is wrong with my face?
They're really going after him. That seems weird.
It doesn't seem weird, dude. Look at
Hell
all the
yeah, they're
people.
going after
that
him.
guy's entire business. Here's the thing: he's one of many. There's got to be like a bunch of people that ran their business that way.
But Weinstein, they say like in Hollywood, like my agent's like, oh no, yeah, it's about time he got caught. I'm like, what the f? Everyone knew this?
Dude,
like
they had
everyone
it-
knew.
Did you see
Everyone
his contract? It was in his contract. The way he had his contract set up was like they had a certain amount of money that he would have to pay if he had a harassment claim against him. It was like
It was a thing for him.
yes, like he had so many claims. That's like first offense was $100,000, second offense
Oh my
was
God.
$250,000, third offense was $750,000, fourth offense
What
was
do
$1
you mean?
million.
What?
He had it written into his contract with
contract?
Miramax. His contract with the Weinstein Company, like
He
it's like,
owned Miramax, right?
I don't know. Explain that contract. Like he'd have to pay $100,000.
Yes. They're protecting themselves.
Oh, when they
from
sign
harassment.
When they sign
Yes.
him, they go, okay, the first time you with
Yeah.
one of these girls, it's gonna be
Yeah.
100,000.
Yes.
Second time, it's
See,
200.
it's not
Holy
just. Yes, I mean it was.
That's
so
how big of a problem it
yes, it was such a huge. It was so known of what he would do, and look, even Quentin Tarantino said that he did it to his ex-girlfriend.
It's an entire system built to protect the powerful while putting the most vulnerable people directly in harm's way. And when the walls finally started closing in on Diddy, Ellen suddenly decided it was time to move to rural England and never return. What makes this theory interesting is that the people who actually knew Ellen's deepest secrets are no longer here to tell their side of the story. Her former producer, Twitch, and her ex-girlfriend, Anne Hecke, both suffered tragic, mysterious ends right as Ellen's empire was crumbling. We may never know what they were getting ready to reveal, but as Joe Rogan pointed out, the paper trails in Hollywood always lead back to the top. Just look at how they legally protected Weinstein for decades. They literally built the cost of ruining people's lives right into his employment contract. That is the kind of twisted system Ellen, Diddy, and their inner circle thrived in for decades. They all thought they were totally untouchable until the internet started keeping receipts. Now the biggest players are either locked up, facing major charges, or fleeing across the ocean to avoid the fallout. But the ultimate question remains, who is next to fall? If someone as powerful as Diddy can be brought down, and someone as beloved as Ellen is forced to hide out in a foreign country, what other massive A-listers are quietly scrubbing their hard drives right now? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned, because the truth is finally coming out.